Cape Fear is returning, but with a modern twist. The new Apple TV show is set in modern day, and that means technology is playing a big role this time around. The series follows an ex-convict played by Javier Bardem, who is seeking revenge against a pair of lawyers for putting him behind bars 17 years earlier. Tanvi Saxena spoke with stars as they discussed the new adaptation of the psychological thriller.
He's been locked up for 17 years for a murder he didn't do.
You were his lawyer, right?
So I'm incredibly excited for this show to come out. Obviously, based off The Executioners, the 1962 and 1991 remakes, this is set in the 2020s, which kind of brings an entirely new, different perspective to the show. And I was wondering, how do you think that adds or changes to the story, and what choices did your characters have to make to kind of navigate this new world?
I think it's a world of information, overdose of information, also the lack of privacy and intimidation and different ways to invade somebody's space mentally and emotionally and psychologically. That's where we're navigating now. And I think Max Cady, different from the Max Cady of the 90s, is using that. It's less physical and more psychological and also more technical, I don't know, like more digital in a way, but also has this raw feeling of revenge that all these characters had before. And it's the same kind of heartbeat that motivates him.
Yeah. And I think in there being the gender swap of the lawyer, I think we explore the complexities of a male-female power dynamic and sort of how she exists inside of the public and the way that people react to her saying that he's a threat. Versus, we get to explore that. And also the sort of unseen threat to my children from the digital world and feeling out of control with that influence.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, embracing the digital age is something that whether you're a movie or a show, you have to make a decision early on, because you don't want the show to come out and then be behind in technology. Right. That was always the thing. It's like, if we use a cell phone, by the time it comes out, they're going to look different. That's how everyone talks.
In the olden days, yes.
God, I'm old-timey. So with this, you're really embracing everything that they were talking about, especially with Javier with talking about the privacy issue. I mean, really getting into like AI and what's the truth, and just kind of dipping into that. But they're all things that we feel, and I don't know if you've done this before, but at playing parents to teenagers that are going through what our teenagers are going through in real life. I haven't done that yet, where I'm dealing on a parental level on screen with the digital age. Oh yeah, and this is a thriller, and there's real consequences. So that was a new thing for me, but it's something that I think you had to do, because if you're going to do a thriller and really dig into the fear of these characters, you have to get at what you're most afraid of, and so they really, Nick and his team really got into that with all these different aspects of what it's like to be a parent now and what it's like in this age.
Mm-hmm. In a way, I found it even more eerie, the fact that it was set in a modern age, because I'm like, it's so realistic. Like, this can totally, like as Gen Z, I'm like, oh my God, just me on my phone. It's original kind of adaptations were centered around being unable to escape a threat, Max Cady. But with it being set in 2026 in the modern day, do you think that makes it even harder for them to escape it, because it's so like digital and social media influence?
Right.
I do. I mean, I think Max is able to use him. He seems to understand how to use and manipulate media too. So there's that aspect of it. Is there's no escape, because people are carrying information around 24 hours a day now.
Yeah, the manipulation of what is true and what is not. No, and nowadays it's very hard to distinguish what is being said and what is true out of what is being said and what is not. I mean, and he's using that, of course, as a weapon, and it's a horrible weapon because it creates such a an insecurity at every level that makes you
Yeah.
feel exposed.
And it creates
vulnerable.
discourse, so that feels
Yeah.
scary as well. Yeah.
For sure. And for Javier, you mentioned that it's far from your wish to match Robert De Niro's Max Cady.
Yeah.
Your performance of him is so much more calculated, very thought out. He takes his time, which kind of makes it all the more menacing. How did that
awful.
idea and the way
It's
you
awful.
portray him?
It's awful.
That's scary.
Well, it comes from a very easy place, which is I don't particularly speak very good English, so I have to take my time to know what the hell am I saying. And I will use that as a weapon of the character, like, I'm gonna take my time to say the line. And they go, oh, that was terrifying.
That was great.
That was so scary. Yeah.
For sure. How did your kind of how did your idea of portraying him kind of come about that's so different from the previous versions of Max Cady?
No, I think the only thing that I wanted to bring is it's a broken man that has been betrayed and has a huge trauma that is being beautifully exposed in the show by Nick and the writers, and that he's holding that pain inside and needs an explanation. And the way he reaches that explanation, it may be not too orthodox, but it's that's what the fun is.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.